everyone. Welcome to WSL Language Café. We are officially live, and we're actually very excited to get us started over here. The reason why we wanted to start this podcast in the very first place is honestly for me, it's just for our teachers and our students to have like a platform where they can share their stories. I also have Daniel.
Hello, everyone.
He is the principal here at Williams School of Languages, and that's what our podcast title is short for. WSL is Williams School of Languages. We are a school here in the Las Vegas Valley. I am Cam, and I am the Filipino and English instructor here at WSL. And every episode, the plan is for us to just sit down over tea or coffee and whatever local drinks that we have going on. We are located...
So many local drinks here.
Yeah. And our school is actually located right in the heart of the valley. We're by Spring Mountain, where literally all the yummy food and drinks are located.
Yeah. And really a stone's throw away from the Las Vegas Strip.
Oh, yeah.
You know, sometimes people look at our address and they're like, are you guys on the Strip? We're technically off of it, but right across the street from it. So
yeah. And today is actually the first day we are filming our pilot episode. And as I mentioned, what I have here is Mr. Daniel. And I can introduce him, but I kind of want him to introduce himself.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Can we talk about these as well?
So we actually got this TPT that I just found out today meant Taiwan professional tea. Yeah, like that.
There we go.
See?
ASMR, bubble tea.
Yeah. And let me tell you guys a story about this tea. The way I found out about it is actually through my English student. Her name's Jess. And I'm always down for a good boba. And I asked her, since she's from Taiwan, I was like, hey, do you have any recommendations for a good boba spot? And she recommended this, and it's, about 5 minutes drive from our school?
Right down the street.
Yeah. So, yeah, I was very excited, and I think this is the third day.
Third day in a row?
Yeah, third day in a row.
It's the spot. All right.
What is it? It's a 3Q TP milk tea that basically has the boba, coffee jelly, and my new favorite, it's called the QQ noodle, which is apparently a jelly noodle.
Yeah.
That's also very
It's a whole meal in a cup.
It is. Yeah.
All right, let's do it. I almost did the rookie mistake of just poking the straw in right away, and then I saw you shaking it, and I was like, all right. There's a
well, that's a
strategy to this. Yeah. Okay, shake that bad boy.
And then you want to put your straw like not in the middle, but somewhere over here.
Yeah, sure.
So that
right above the logo. Peace. Yeah, let's get it.
How's that? That?
I'm chewing like 10 different things in here. Wow, it's good. It's really good.
You like it?
Yeah.
You thought it was coffee.
What is it? The little balls?
Boba?
Yeah.
Well, in
it's
Asia,
tapioca.
we call it tapioca balls.
Yeah, it's tapioca balls, yeah.
I think we call it pearls in Asia.
Tapioca pearls, yeah.
Yeah, that's one thing too. What I really like to have in this podcast is to also talk about like the culture growing up abroad and how different it is here. But
this will be a good opportunity to hear those type of stories from all over the world, not only from the languages that we teach here and from our teachers, but also our students coming from all over the world.
Yeah.
You know, we get to learn just as much from them as they do from us.
Yeah.
You know, so it will be cool. All right. Well, hello, everyone. My name is Daniel Salazar. I'm the principal here at Williams School of Languages, and I have been learning languages and living in different countries for the last 10 years of my life. So I speak Korean fluently, Brazilian Portuguese fluently, and Spanish fluently. my background is from Ecuador. So both of my parents are from Ecuador, and so that's why I speak Spanish. And then I've lived in Sao Paulo, Brazil, and South Korea, Seoul, South Korea. And I've done a lot of work in Peru and in Mexico, and so I've been traveling around, and I just love languages and connecting with people and places and things. That's what it's all about, is kind of connection and education. I was traveling to all these different places early on, in my early 20s. And so I was learning so much about myself and also about the world at the same time. So, yeah, I have a diverse background as professionally. So I've been in real estate, I've worked in cryptocurrencies, I've done digital marketing and sales. And so I kind of have a business background.
Mhm.
But along the way, I've loved learning languages, and I've even done online tutoring and lots of teaching in other aspects. So, yeah, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
Okay, and what I wanted to cover today is basically how, because I think, you know, one of the reason why I kind of wanted to do this podcast too is I just really enjoy working with you and
Mm,
the people that worked here
yeah.
at WSL too. Um, could you, I guess, like, I want to hear your perspective and how you tell people how
You and I
you and I.
met, I think. So I moved here to Las Vegas just a little over a year and a half ago.
Mhm.
It was actually on Valentine's
Day.
Day that we moved here. Yeah, it was really romantic, driving around in a U-Haul,
Yeah.
unloading it. No, I made sure to spend a really nice dinner and night with my wife before we
Mhm.
moved here.
Yeah.
But yeah, on Valentine's Day in 2025, we moved here.
Mhm.
And really soon after moving here, we started trying to, meet people and make some friends and get involved in the community. And my wife and I are raising a little boy.
Mhm.
And so uh, ever since he was born, we've been speaking to him in our native tongues. So
Yeah.
I've spoken only to him in Spanish, and she's spoken Filipino Tagalog to him.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, when we moved here, he only spoke Tagalog and Spanish. He hardly spoke any English, like at all.
That's great.
Yeah. And so then when he would interact with people that don't speak those languages, or people would interact with him, we had to translate for him, which is so funny.
I
But that
love
was just
that.
part of the game.
Mhm.
It was language learning method and strategy for raising multilingual children, and it's called OPAL, which stands for One Parent, One Language. It's a proven and tried strategy to teach children multiple languages growing up. And so one part of that is like finding a community to help
Mhm.
with that.
Yeah.
And so we were looking for ways to help him use Spanish with other people and Tagalog with other people. English was a granted because we're living here in the States.
Yeah.
That's kind of where he gets the third language from his environment. And so, yeah, I reached out on Facebook to some Filipino Facebook group,
Uh-huh.
just introducing my family and saying like, oh, we're just grateful to be here and grateful to be part of the Filipino community. And I told them, basically reaching out, if anyone's like teaching their kids Tagalog,
Yeah.
that we would love to just meet up and have a play date so that the kids can practice together.
Mhm.
And then boop, there, there you were.
Yeah.
You kind of commented in the post, and then
Mhm.
we just started chatting after that.
Yeah. Um, I like how you said that because, all right, first of all, I guess I'm gonna introduce myself. I was born and raised in the Philippines, and so I am a native speaker of Filipino. I didn't move to the US until I was like 24. And
Mm.
I lived in Vegas prior to we moved back here in 2025 as well.
Mm.
So just right about the same time when you got here.
Mm-hmm.
We moved in July of 2025. But when I was living here in 2018 to 2020, I never really had a community. And so I guess like I also consider myself an introvert.
Mm.
And I was okay with that for like the first gosh, I don't know, 6 years, and
Yeah.
then I started feeling really sad. I'm like, "I miss, like, just having to go out and hang out with a bunch of
Mhm.
Filipinos and talk in Tagalog to them."
Yeah.
So when we moved to Texas in 2021, I think for the first a year and a half, like, I was just home. My husband and I were like, "We're fine just being home."
Mhm.
And somebody reached out to me at a Filipino store and just, invited me over,
Yeah.
and started forming like a little community there. So, I really, really love just having a group of Filipino friends.
Mhm.
So when my husband and I decided that we're gonna move back to Las Vegas, I was like, I kinda wanna keep, that same kind of community. I know, like, I can't take my my Texas family here,
Mhm.
or the Filipino community I made in Texas out here. So before we moved, I already, like, put myself out there in different Filipino groups as well,
Yeah.
just reaching out and stuff. Which is I'm surprised, that, when I saw your post, I remember you posted a picture of Enzo there too, and I was
Yeah.
like, "Oh, this little teeny tiny boy."
Yeah, yeah. So
And
cute. He was in, like, his jujitsu outfit,
yeah,
I think.
yeah. And I think, like, right about that time, my husband and I were thinking about, like, should we try for another baby? Like, I really wanted a boy.
Mhm.
And so when I saw Enzo and, like, this dude looking for
Mhm,
a
mhm.
playdate with his son to speak in Tagalog, I was like, I want my kids to have, friends like that.
Mhm.
And you mentioned something about that language learning method
Mhm.
of like the opal.
Mhm.
I didn't know that there was a name for that, but that's kind of like how my husband and I originally intended to raise our kids.
Mhm.
Until like my eldest, when she was like around 2, getting into 3, she wasn't talking.
Mhm.
And so when we got her checked, like, oh my gosh, her pediatrician here in Vegas, I'm not gonna name names, but
Mhm.
she said that, like, "You guys speak way too many languages at home.
Mhm.
You just gotta talk to her in English if you want her to talk."
Mhm.
And so, I got really sad because, we basically have to, like, oh, I guess she's just gonna have to learn later on how to speak the language.
Yeah.
But then, like, I meet you and, your son, and I'm like, "It's so doable."
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the really unfortunate thing, and I have a major bone to pick with, uh like doctors
Yeah.
and speech
Legit.
pathologists and
Yeah.
other professionals to, claim to have the expertise when they really don't.
Yeah.
It happens all the time. Even teachers and professors on a high level
Yeah.
will misjudge and miscalculate what they're actually trying to prescribe. So that happens all the time to families where they have some sort of person in a position of authority tell them that they need to stop speaking and teaching their kids languages,
Yeah.
and in from the research and all of the actual experts I've talked to,
Yeah.
the people you really do want to like learn from
Mhm.
are other parents.
Yeah.
Like that's literally the best source is learning and getting resources from other parents that have done it because they're either in the thick of it
Mhm.
doing it currently, or maybe they have grown up children that
Yeah.
successfully kept all of the languages that they learned,
Mhm.
because there's no one right way to do it. So it definitely has to be tailored to like your family and your situation.
Yeah.
But what I'm trying to say is it's not impossible,
Yeah.
and quitting it should never be the option.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's like, um, also the reason why I wanted to, have this podcast, is to have like this platform to where, um, if you're a different nationality living in the US,
Mhm.
and I think I can speak for at least the Filipino community and
Mhm.
like, the people that I know, and their regrets
Mhm.
to like, "Oh, I wish I taught my kids Tagalog growing up, or
Yeah.
at least my native tongue." I have plenty of students who are, that's one of the number one reasons why they want to learn is
Mhm.
like, I want to connect to my culture and my
Yeah.
roots, and
Can I say something about that?
yeah.
Yeah, and one of our main demographics here for students is heritage learners.
Mhm.
And so, not only does that happen in the Filipino community, it happens in the Korean community, in the Chinese community, in the Latino, Hispanic community. It really happens on all the communities that end up moving to the United States,
Yeah.
And so, yeah, we have lots of heritage learners that unfortunately didn't get that opportunity growing up, and now they have to work extra hard, to be able to get to that point. But that is not impossible either.
It is
That's why
not.
we're here.
Yeah.